Hello, I'm Cherie Yanek, Churchill Librarian. Today I am here to read to you A Peacock Among Pigeons. This is a super fun book about being able to be who you are, express yourself, embrace yourself. This book is written by Tyler Curry and it's illustrated by Clarions Gutierrez. I think you will like it. The drawings are really lively and the book is a lot of fun. And it's dedicated to all the peacocks who can't fit in. Be proud, stand out. My name is Peter and I was born a peacock. Don't ask me how it happened, but somehow, someway, I grew up in a flock of pigeons. And being a peacock in a family of pigeons isn't easy at all. So we know what peacocks look like, right? They're super colorful, really beautiful. And pigeons they're more gray, kind of muted colors. They're really different looking. Let's see what happens if you're growing up in that family. You see, pigeons don't always like others who are different. Sometimes pigeons can treat other birds like they're not good enough, just because they don't look the same or fly the same. They can call them names and make them feel like they are strange or weird or they don't belong. So look at them. You can see they do look pretty different. That doesn't mean they're strange or weird, right? My pigeon flock thought I walked funny. They thought I talked funny. And they said my feathers were too colorful for a boy bird like me. And when you grow up with no other peacocks around, it can be easy to think they're right. I spent a long time hiding my colorful feathers and pretending I was a pigeon. I tucked my feathers away and covered myself with mud and dirt to hide my bright colors. Aw, that seems sad, right? I walked upright like a pigeon. I puffed out my chest like a pigeon. And I kept my tail from swishing and swaying so no one would notice how different I was. But it was no use. Whenever I relaxed, one of my flashy feathers would slip out. Everyone would notice, point, and laugh. My pigeon friends would call me names. They would pretend to walk like me and make fun of my voice. Even though I acted like them, any beak with two eyes could see I didn't belong. One day, when no pigeons were around, I walked by a puddle and looked at my reflection. The bird I saw looking back was an ugly bird who was flashy, flamboyant, and embarrassing. I thought my blues were too blue, my greens were too green, and my gold hues were too girly for a boy bird to have. Peacocks are beautiful. It's sad that this peacock's feeling that way. I believe what other pigeons said, and I didn't like the bird staring back at me, but there was no use trying to be a pigeon because I'd never be able to change my feathers. It was time to fly out on my own. At first, my journey was a lonely one. But one day, I met a cardinal named Craig. He was sassy and bold. He told me funny stories that made me laugh and laugh. He didn't seem to mind being around a peacock like me. Craig introduced me to his canary friend, Sarah. Sarah was very friendly and had a sing-song voice that made me smile. Do you know what she told me? She thought my feathers were beautiful. So beautiful, in fact, that she wanted to introduce me to Owen the owl. Owen was smart. Owen was sophisticated. Owen moved like no bird I had ever seen before. He said he liked the way I moved, too. Craig, Sarah, and Owen introduced me to more of their friends, each unique and beautiful in their own way. So you see, they are all different and all beautiful, right? There was Fanny the flamingo, who made me feel plain and ordinary with her dazzling pinks and whites. There was Henry the hummingbird, who never finished a sentence before fluttering away. There was Benny the blue jay, who was the fastest bird I'd ever seen. And there was Penny the parrot, who was very nice and loved to talk. There were so many different birds, some bold, some sweet, some smart, and some funny, but each one was special in their own way. Well, on one very special day, I came upon a beautiful bird I'd never seen before. I had never seen before. He had the brightness of yellow, like Sarah, my canary friend, and the boldness of blue, like Benny, the blue jay. His tail swished back and forth like he was dancing, and his feathers had a beautiful starry glow. On the very top of his head, he had a funny crown of feathers that fluttered about. He was the most beautiful bird I had ever seen. I had just had to take a closer look, so I took a few steps closer, but the beautiful bird disappeared. Instead, I saw the ripples of the puddle I had just stepped in. So what did the bird see? I squinted my eyes in disbelief. It was my own reflection. But could it really be me? For so long, I saw what the pigeons saw, and although my feathers never changed, I saw myself differently after meeting new birds who were special and like me for the peacock I am. I wasn't just a silly bluebird with flashy feathers and a funny walk. My flamboyant tail, filled with bright colors, no longer embarrassed me. And I didn't want to be just like the rest of my pigeon flock. I was happy to be me. Whether you are bright as a canary, or cool as a cardinal, or flashy as a flamingo, your feathers are what makes you special. So embrace who you are from beak to beak, and never let anyone break your stride. And always remember to love the feathers you were born with. Signed, Peter the Peacock. So again, this is A Peacock Among Pigeons. I hope you enjoyed this really fun story. Thanks for listening and keep on reading.